than it has been in the past, but all the audio looks pretty good. 4,800 hertz. Audacity. Come on. Open up in the right project hertz. My goodness. There we go. My goodness gracious. All right, now we're looking and sounding good. Hopefully everybody's here. Tess is gonna, okay, on my way. Twitch is a second ahead. Twitch is a minute ahead of YouTube.
Twitch, the quality is real good.
Yeah, Twitch quality is great.
I have a Twitch on my eye, and I'm wearing a Twitch sweatshirt.
That's funny, Tess. I'm gonna get the switching today down. I think our lighting is looking on point finally. And so, for example, if I cut to Tess, boom, cut to Tess. Cut to full. Come back to me. Cut to me. Woo-woo. And then cut back, and I should be able to go to Mike. Boom. He's not here yet, but he will be. And
audio good. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you, Colin.
I'm still on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. Locky Live likes the poll option.
Richard Ignacio, has anyone determined how to boost a Facebook Live session?
Is there some shady way to do it?
Yes, there is one shady way. Yeah. You can technically, man, we don't do it because it's so shady, but you can technically do a post with and test this because it was a while ago that someone told me this.
Put your hands in the air.
It was Live X told me that you could.
It was Live X. It was Rob.
Rob told us that you can technically share the URL of your stream and then boost that as a separate post. That's the way you can do it.
Yeah.
The best legal way is to my favorite legal way to do this is to cross post with somebody who has 1 million.
Yeah. Collaborate. Stop. Collaborate. And listen, they're saying the camera lighting's off.
Yeah. We got it better than it has been. But let me go down a little on
it is different. I like this one. I don't know. Yeah, this one's like more blue. My hair looks orange. Hey Kyle. Hey Don Moore. Cameras.
We could ask Mike to
do.
Let's have Kyle. Did you get my email?
Kyle
Gunderman. I sent you an email.
YouTube is like 20 minutes behind. I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
I'm gonna ask. Hey Mike.
Deviled eggs, Zoli. I like deviled eggs too.
Not like an intense color matching session, but just a little.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, Mike. Mike's gonna fix up our color matching. You can see him over there.
One camera is green cast, the other is magenta cast. I don't like the green in the background. I don't like these doors are always turning green on us.
No.
Fix us, Mike.
Ooh, that's a cool shot of Michael.
All right, there. That's what we're working with. I'm gonna zoom in to test for the color matching.
So is this the one that would be considered green cast, I assume, Colin? Lighting is not my strong suit at all. Up for learning about that.
Mike's got a good eye for color, thank goodness. You need to learn, Tess. Women have more cones in their receptors for color in their eyes than men.
I can tell you my eyebrows look orange. Tess, the wall is blue. Paul, wall is purple. That's true.
Well, it's the same camera for these. So Mike's gonna do his best. See, when you see that, that's the same camera. So see what I mean?
One.
That's our wide shot. And then I go to a close-up of Tess. Boom. You cut. So it looks like we have 10 cameras, but we only have a few. Yes, did you get my reply? Okay, no, Kyle. I maybe it's because I've been traveling. Okay, thank you for replying. I'm interested in working with you. So great. Good. Got my email. I'll hopefully reply back soon. All right.
So the wall in reality is blue.
It is blue. Yeah. The wall's supposed to be blue. All right, cool. Thanks, Mike. Good. All righty, guys. It's time to rock and roll. Now, Mike, I'm gonna turn this one camera just a little bit. I'm seeing where you are.
I'll get it. Over here.
No, they're not all the same camera models.
No, they're not.
Can you hear me?
We got a Z Cam and a.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm also
All right.
wearing the new StreamGeeks t-shirt.
What?
You can go pick that up on our StreamGeeks store.
Yeah, is it working?
It's Teespring. Yes. What I contacted their support, and the reason that the link's not opening, the one that I posted on Facebook, is it's really just Facebook doesn't like the Teespring links. Like if you type in teespring.com/PTZOptics, you'll get to our store
Okay.
just fine.
They're super comfy.
Nice.
Well, these ones are actually ours. But we are using the same type of material, I believe. These are not from the store technically.
Oh, okay.
But it's the same colors, same design, just a different designer. Teespring.
All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Light us up, Mike. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the StreamGeeks podcast. Today, we're talking about all the tools out there for live viewer engagement.
There's a lot.
Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Post Show Podcast with your hosts, Paul Richards, Tess Protesto, and Michael Luttermoser. Let's talk shop.
Welcome, everybody on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. What's up?
As well as the audio listeners, of course.
Yeah.
And everybody listening on the podcast, of course. Today, we had a very interesting show, brought back some memories of the fog machine, bringing the cops out.
We made it through
Put your hands in the air.
without any legal issues.
We made it. Now that we redid that, we didn't redo the show, but after we put all that equipment back out, I really enjoy that type of engagement.
Yeah, isn't it fun?
It's so fun. It really is.
It's really changing the game as we know it for live streaming. So let's break it down and answer questions live, of course, and just have some fun with it. But first of all, YouTube has their own way of monetizing live streaming and making it more engaging and interactive, which is called Super Chat. I like that name too.
Super chat.
Then we've got Twitch, which uses its own currency.
Yeah.
Which is called bits, which we all like. We all love our bits.
Yeah.
And then we have on top of that Facebook. No monetization yet, but we do have new Facebook polls
Yeah.
and the Facebook reactions that have been, big over the years. So with that being said, we have, let's talk about YouTube first and answer questions and everything in the chat. But YouTube has done a great job providing for content creators. That's what they are known for, right? They're paid out like $2 billion in the past few months just in Europe. And now Europe's trying to screw them over with this new Clause 17 or of some sort, which maybe we'll cover in another video. But Twitch now on Amazon is doing an equally, if not maybe a lot better job monetizing broadcasters' way of life, if you make your money as a content creator. And then I also want to throw out there nonprofits, churches, even businesses. How can you use this technology? Because clearly this is something that is so incredible that it can do much more than just, pay the bills for a kid who's playing video games in his basement. I want to throw out a couple real life business ideas, and then I want to hear kind of what you guys think. One is, all right, so churches, right? If you're registered as a 501c on Facebook, you can be accepting donations tax-free with no royalty. YouTube, same thing. All of the super chats are tax-free. So you just got to be registered as a 501c. So churches is a great way to monetize, your Sunday services and other events. If you're a business, let's say you're a regular business, and let's say you are promoting, you're a PR firm and you're promoting a brand new product release, or maybe there's a fair or something. Some of the fun stuff you can do is just incredible. In fact, Danny, So Sweetness, just subscribed on Twitch. Thank you so much. Just an example of what we're talking about here. But for example, what I think about is tour buses or music studios or live concerts. What if you had, and this is not unheard of at all, 10 or 20,000 people watching a live stream on YouTube, right? and you gave the YouTube viewers the ability to turn on the fog machine on stage. And guess what? It's freaking easy. It's called a Wi-Fi plug and IFTT, if this then that integration. I mean, setup is like dummy proof. Google, it's all from Google.
Mhm.
And it's like setup proof, easy. You plug it into a fog machine, and now the live audience on YouTube can essentially tip the band, but also control what they're seeing on stage. So where is this technology headed, and what are we going to see, guys?
Probably just see an expansion and build upon of what's already out there.
Human Tamagotchi, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You know, we got a comment on Facebook that was an interesting idea. It was electric car racing from Colin. So your viewers could pay to race a vehicle somehow if it was triggered. A race. I like that idea. So
That's
where
so
viewers
cool.
are competing against one another. By the way, Danny Says Sweetness, is that the So Sweetness show?
Oh
that
my
uses
gosh, yes,
our
the So
cameras
Sweetness
to
show.
do
We love you guys.
Sewing, because that show is amazing.
How are we doing all three? I think Danny's asking about. We are live streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Simply using vMix, the latest version of vMix can stream to 3 destinations. You can control the bitrate individually. So we don't have the best upload speeds here. We have like 25 megabits up, maybe 20, and you don't want to use more than half. So today we did about 3 megabits to YouTube.
Yes. And then
2.5 to Facebook.
Yes, we brought it
And
down.
Sorry, Twitch. I think you only got 2.
But Twitch always does great.
Twitch always does great.
Yeah. So
Their delivery networks are incredible. Low latency, and they look the best somehow. I'm not sure how. But we did that because YouTube was chugging along.
yeah.
We do the higher bit rate to YouTube because the 1080p playback.
Yes.
That's the thought process there.
Yeah. We're always watching out for our YouTube because that's our, it's our special platform that we love.
Our special friend.
Our special friend.
So I remember brainstorming this long ago when we first decided to do a show for this. And I want to go back to the nonprofit that we worked with. Nonprofits and churches are going to make so much money using this stuff. Basically the big boys, Google and Facebook, are taking a tax deduction on your behalf, right?
Mhm.
So that don't think of these guys as like, oh, they're so amazing. They are providing for registered 501Cs the ability to literally raise funds with no royalties whatsoever, free to you, check to you for all your super chats and Facebook donations, which is incredible. And then the big companies take a giant write-off. But with that being said, we worked with a local charity called the Crime Victims Center of Chester County, a wonderful charity we work with a lot. And we decided, we're like, hey guys, we want to try this technology out. Why don't you come into our studio and want to see how much money we can raise for you? Email blast all of your supporters and bring on, someone who represents your company to talk about what you do.
It went great.
It went so
It
well.
was wonderful. It was a great show.
What was your experience, Mike, as you were producing the show?
It was controlled chaos. There's just so much going on between just your regular show production, audio, lighting, and then making sure the guest looks good, and then of course having everything set up with the fog machine and lights, and then the super chats started to come in.
Yeah, so one of the things, and we're getting a lot of chats in the chat room I want to definitely touch on, but we basically set it up just for YouTube because it was a brand new thing.
Yeah,
and Google actually contacted me and said we were one of the first people to ever put together something like this, and they were super excited to actually they're going to feature our video in the YouTube Academy, which is just great accolades to be part of that. Hopefully that'll come out soon. But essentially, I think there's like, let's say 10 levels of YouTube Super Chat that has been integrated into IFTT, which triggers the Wi-Fi plugs to do something, either turn on or turn off. So the example that we used, we had a bubble machine.
Yep.
You got to look for machines that just turn on when the plug turns on. It can't be like there's a lot of things that it can't be, but there's a lot of things that it can be. So one was, we had a balloon blower upper.
Yes.
And it was so funny because it would blow up this giant balloon that was like an emoji. And then we put these signs on it. So it said YouTube Super Chat, $1 to $1.99. That's tier 1.
Paul, you would like dive across the table to turn it off in case it wouldn't blow up. Didn't one blow up?
One did blow up. Yeah. We've been playing around with this technology for a while, and yes, a balloon has popped in our face before.
Tess doesn't like it when the balloons pop.
No, because the balloons we got had this weird material.
It's the baby powder
of it.
inside.
No, it was the poison powder.
Tess doesn't like the poison powder. But so balloon, like an electric balloon blower, worked really well for us. What else did we use?
The Siren, that was super easy.
Red Siren turns on like a disco ball, something like that. A dunk tank would work.
Colin used it for a dunk tank. He just commented.
Did he?
Yeah,
that's so cool.
That's awesome.
Think about how much money you could make with a dunk tank.
I know. I'd love to see Paul on a dunk tank.
We're gonna do it one of these days. We're gonna rent a dunk tank.
Yes,
we are. We're just gonna straight up do this.
Put it Haverford Systems.
Yeah, it's gonna be
summertime.
It's gonna be fun. This is the kind of technology that's fun. Technically, if you do it right, like if we rent a dunk tank, let's say it's $500, we'll probably just get our money back. So it's just like the way to have an incredibly engaging, fun, and engagement is why we're doing this, by the way.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that and some tools there. But so we also had a bubble machine. And then if it was like $60, we'd do the bubble machine with slow motion instant replay. And it was so hilarious. We had this beautiful girl named Kathleen and we do confetti as well.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's right.
So if they did like a $50 or more super chat, bubbles would fly onto her and she's just smiling and bubbles are slow motion popping into her face and we blow a confetti cannon into her face and it was just fun.
It was fun. It was definitely a lot of fun.
So that was a lot of fun. And we did that. And then let's just talk more about like engagement and why it's so important. So like Inc. magazine had like top 5 ways to grow your business. And one was, I can't remember what number 1 was, but I just remember going right to number 2 and it was live engaging content.
Yeah.
Not just live streaming. We can't just take the old boring webinars that you've been doing for years and just live stream them. No, you have to build in the engaging portion of the show, whether that is reading out people's names and comments, asking questions to the chat room, but you have to be paying attention to the chat room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're there for that reason, to have two-way communication.
So there's a couple different things that we've talked about. And maybe we'll segue to Twitch and then focus a little bit more on Facebook. But YouTube has done an incredible job. They're known for being just like incredible when it comes to monetization for small creators, small businesses. Now they're doing amazing things for 501c3s. And they have the best long-term longevity as far as content's concerned, on the internet, which is incredible. But let's segue to Twitch for a little bit.
I have a quick comment real fast about YouTube. Something I've been seeing with the rollout of premieres. This is real fast. A lot of these guys that do like video games and stuff, they'll preset their premieres already, all their content, and then in the comments or the titles, it's like, give me 500 likes to unlock the new premiere.
Oh,
and,
that's awesome.
and as a viewer, if you're a fan, you're like, heck yeah, you didn't give that like because you want the next round.
Yes,
that's
and
really
that
clever.
triggers the algorithm.
Yeah. So that was just something I noticed. So anyway.
So on the Twitch side of things, so Twitch is probably the biggest, best online live streaming content delivery platform that monetizes the broadcast. And I think it's working so well because of how engaging it is. The interesting thing with if I see Jeff Bezos just in charge of, Twitch and thinking about this, broadcasters are live. They are in front of the camera. They are spending real human hours on this planet broadcasting on this platform to their audience. So it's super live. It's super engaging. And so Twitch came out with their own currency called Bits. And Bits is just incredible. It's a kind of gamification way of turning, the platform into a fun way to tip. And, like you said, Michael, some people say, once I get 10,000 bits, I'll change my costume or I'll do this or I'll do that. And there's just a lot there, which what people are doing. They don't have the IFTTT integration. I don't think Google's letting them because Google's like, no, IFTTT is ours and we're only going to allow it to work with YouTube.
Smart.
Because I'm sure Twitch would be like,
but they have interactive overlay options.
They do. So let's talk
like
about
the pan
those.
tilt zoom.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Twitch feature.
Yeah. We have a pan tilt zoom Twitch feature.
Is that a Streamlabs thing, or that's an
Yes,
extension?
yes. So, and this is a good chance to mention that, Danny. So essentially with Twitch, there's a lot of different things. So there's extensions that actually can be overlaid on top of the channel. And then there's services like Streamlabs and Stream Elements is one that a lot of people are starting to use now. And it works for both YouTube and Twitch, which is great. I don't know if you saw ours earlier in the show, but it was showing subscribers on Twitch. In fact, Mike, you know what would be fun next time we do the podcast?
Yeah.
Just leave that HTML overlay up. Because then if we do get bits or anything, it would kind of go into the bit jar.
Yeah.
They have these like bit jars, like you can set a goal and it'll show a progress bar. You practically can take it like to the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
But yes, Streamlabs and Stream Elements provide an HTML like live page with a transparent background, and then you just go into OBS or vMix, and then you add that as a web browser input. And then basically you've got this live dashboard that will just animate when someone subscribes or someone
So we
super
do
chats.
use both together.
We do, yeah.
They do a good job. It's like very interactive. There's mini animations that pop up and sound bits and stuff like that. So yeah.
And speaking of the sound bits, which I think is incredible, and we're actually trying to get a little bit more into tabletop gaming. So Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon, Magic cards, starting to have a real revival because of Twitch specifically. These tabletop games, these hobby shops are having this huge revival. And like, you know, I always thought these hobby shops were like, you know, down and out. I mean, like Xbox and PlayStation, all this stuff. Yeah, that's growing like crazy. But along with it is just the gaming style of traditional, you know, less interactive. And I think it's only going to grow. Because like, have you ever had that like started to have that time where you just want to put your like cell phone away?
Yeah.
Like you just don't even want it in your pocket because you don't want to be tempted to like look at it. Like I feel like with a lot of like tabletop games, with it being like no screen, you know, your eyes need a rest from looking at a computer all day. That's where you can still have an engaging game to play. And a lot of these games involve math, they involve strategy, and they're still like very like engaging for your brain. And you know, sometimes they're collaboration, teamwork. A lot of great stuff involved with these games, yet you don't have to like look at a screen to play it, and like 60 frames a second, like
Yeah.
and so I think that streaming is creating a great revival for it, which I think is awesome. And I wanted to mention that with Stream Elements and Stream Labs, they have the ability to actually read out, like I guess it's called speech to text. So like when somebody does a $10 super chat or 100 bits to your channel, it'll actually, if you're wearing headphones, which a lot of what the gamers are doing, like the high-end Dungeons and Dragons gamers, they got headphones with a mic on it. And so it'll say, you know, Jonathan just gave you a $10, you know, Twitch bit. And that's so great because it'll actually read it into their ear. And you can set like a level. You can be like, look, if somebody gives me 1 bit, don't read it into my ear. Don't interrupt the game I'm playing. But if somebody gives me $10,
Then yeah.
let's all like do a cheers and, you know, drink a beer or whatever you're doing. And so that's what the higher end tabletop Dungeons and Dragon gamers are doing. But Tess is flipping through Twitch right now, and some of these people are getting 2,
This one is
3,
interesting to me.
4,000 live streams.
This girl, it's just titled "It's My Birthday," and I don't know what she does.
She's doing like spin the wheel to win money.
No, it's like to show you.
She has all these goals.
Yeah.
She wants 3,000 Twitch subscribers.
I don't know what she's actually doing, but
1,000
you
followers.
just have to go blow a kiss.
She'll blow a
$10,
kiss
she'll
for
do a
$10.
dance.
Isn't
Not,
that
and this
funny?
isn't like supposed to be, you know, inappropriate, but it's just like
Everyone's saying happy
monetizing
birthday.
actions from
Yes.
someone, and it works.
She's got
People are
1,000
intrigued by
viewers.
it. She's 1,000 viewers. This is crazy. It's just promoting engagement.
Wow. It's nuts. And she has her custom. They turn it almost into, and it's interesting. One of the things I'm so interested about in the world of just that we live in today is this like clan-ish primal nature that everyone's like responding to. Like, you know, the way Trump kind of just like mobilized a generation of voters that nobody thought was going to win. And he did it with very kind of like primal, instinctual, like I'm going to build a wall kind of thing, which is like absurd. And a lot of times it's some of the things he says is not even like true, or like it's not even like, but it appeals to like a primal thing. And when you put that on social media, and then a whole bunch of other people are like saying, yeah, I believe that too, or making other people feel like it's like they're part of the club or the clan, if you will.
Mhm.
And by clan, I'm not saying the KKK. I'm saying like the C. Like,
Okay.
I think you can say that. But
Put your hands in the air.
all right, I'm getting and that's nobody
You're
likes to talk,
digging yourself into a hole
nobody
or
likes to talk
something.
about politics.
Yes,
but what
don't
I'm
talk about
saying
politics live.
What I'm saying, what Twitch is doing is they're turning them into like clubs where you become a subscriber and you get a
community,
special
Paul.
little a community.
There you go.
You get a little special. You get access to a special emoji,
Mhm.
and you know.
I love that on Twitch.
And you get maybe access to a special chat room and access to special things, and you know, that's what I'm saying is that like there's this like primal nature to want to be included.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
they're playing on and being so successful with.
Her that channel that we just looked at on Twitch, everything looked amazing, from the lighting to her background.
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
Like look how
If you want to know who we're
blends in.
talking about, it's Gubba TV. She's live now on Twitch if you're listening. You can look
just
at
from
Gubba TV.
production standpoint.
She does cosplay.
There's like a lot of cool things that she's doing.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I don't, but people go for it. I mean,
1,000 viewers. She's just raking in more money than you could shake a stick at. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So we talked about that. Riguchi's mentioned there's a lot of things you can do with bits. There's bit bosses, interactive. People can like,
interactive with other
it's
viewers.
insane. Like the stuff you can do. Like there could be two people in your chat room playing a game against each other, betting against bits on who's gonna win the next gaming level. I mean, it's really, really insane. So we got all that going, and finally, so that's we talked about YouTube, we talked about Twitch, and then Facebook just rolled out Facebook polls.
Facebook Live polls.
Very cool.
Very great way to interact live with your audience.
They're just overlays on a live stream, and you just get to interact with them.
Yep. You can make the questions up while you're live, cue them while you're live, post the result or don't. Fun way to get feedback. And there's other options. We've done before Facebook reaction polls before they had the actual poll feature where you could answer questions with emojis and it would actually count up as a ticker depending on which emoji you chose. Facebook, it has the tagging feature. You can share with your friends because it is a social media platform.
Something about having a poll on the live feed and you clicking on it, just like
clicking the
just
live
clicking
show.
on it. It's almost like you're there to be like, hey, I don't know.
Well,
like,
and that's
Makes it
something
more
that
real.
HQ Trivia pioneered with Wowza, and now I think Facebook is like kicking themselves in the foot. Like, how did they not come up with it? And now
so simple.
It's slowly becoming more and more interactive. So really quickly, the future of live streaming, and yes, like engagement is what it's all about. And I'm waiting to see what people do on Black Friday, because I've always wanted like Amazon to just like have a live show where it's like, like this is available for Amazon Prime, this is available for
Sold
Amazon
out.
Prime. But like once you get so big that it's difficult to accommodate the chat room because it gets so large.
Oh yeah.
It's like what do I even focus on?
Yeah.
So you have to go with a technique called niche down. So what happens is you subdivide. Like if you get too big, you subdivide and niche down. And you figure out what are the groups of people in your chat room that you can segment down. Like if you're trying to do Amazon Prime, Black Friday day, you just basically do a live stream for each category.
Right.
It's like, all right, jump into, maybe they do like a live stream where they're just announcing stuff and doing a countdown, and like there's a million people there, but then they promote, hey, you really should check out our tech buyers stream over in the tech buying category over here. But maybe they don't want people to get distracted from the buying experience.
Yeah, there you go.
But there's definitely a market for businesses that want to like straight up like have someone land on their page and then just jump right into like a live engaging moment with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's different than, now there is always face-to-face, Skype, Zoom, GoToMeeting and stuff like that. That's a totally different beast that that requires like scheduling a meeting and making sure you get people on the show, or people actually want to have two-way communication. But what I've learned over the past 4 or 5 years of doing this, most people generally don't want to just get on camera.
Yes.
You know, they're not ready to get on camera. And we found that hosting a webinar like GoToMeeting or Zoom or something kind of forces people into that two-way communication where there's like, oh, you could turn your camera on or turn your mic on. And it's actually it's definitely easier to manage large audiences in a one-way broadcast with interactive elements than the two-way webinar that's kind of like out in the cloud. It certainly doesn't have as much impact on social media. So that's a thought. And then, hi, Dan. No problem that you're late. We're just wrapping up the podcast. I had one last thought, which was the future of live streaming, in my opinion, when it comes to like what I'm going to see in the future where it's really going to get crazy is like the interactive overlays being like real time and clickable. So Tess just did a poll on Facebook and it was clickable. And Mike was saying how like that's really kind of feels good. So that's an early way of showing that like that clickable on Facebook, a poll. On Twitch, we're seeing like interactive overlays that can be customized so that you know, like for example, one of the best ones I've seen so far is like if you're a video gamer and you're playing a video game and let's say it's like Warcraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially like this warrior running through a forest, you know, fighting people and whatnot. But if you're just watching the video game, you're just tuning in, like you don't know like what armor the guy has on or what axe he's holding or how much mana he has or whatever. I'm not even a gamer, but
no, that was good. That was good. It sounded good.
They have overlays where like you could literally click and look at what's inside of this guy's backpack.
Thank you, Gene.
You know, the armor and
That's
everything.
Cool.
Thank you for subscribing, Gene. You're the man. I got to carve out some time to talk to you soon. So like that's incredibly interactive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see, so that's one of the things I'd love to see. I'll tell you where I'd like to see that go. And then the other thing I'd like to see happen is more on the YouTube side, which what I've seen is like viewer switchable cameras. So like the viewer gets to decide if he wants to look at the backstage camera or if he wants to look at the, you know, the front produced view.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if like he wants to do something with like a PTZOptics camera, backstage the audience
Twitch,
can actually control.
Pan tilt zoom.
Which we see that as a future, and you can do that on Twitch. So I'd like to see some of that, and then finally, what I'd like to see a lot more of in this, what they're calling OTT. You guys heard of that? Over the top entertainment, where it's a little bit more self-guided. So, like for example, like if your favorite football player just scored, literally, I could, and this is totally doable with these HTML layers, but there's some semantics that goes on with it that we won't get into right now. But basically, in order to fully control like the overlay layer where it's clickable, you have to have your own like CDN. You have to have like your own app. Like YouTube and Facebook don't want people being like, oh, watch my show and then buy something on QVC over here and then leave YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And like Facebook doesn't want you, Facebook's fine with you taking a poll on Facebook, but they don't want you like hawking your stuff while they're paying for the CDN.
Yes.
You know, they're fronting a pretty significant bill just paying for all the streaming and data. They don't want you to go sell something on your website unless you're boosting it and paying for it.
That's right.
Maybe that will be an available monetization thing. Probably will be soon. They're trying to eke out every dollar they can get.
Definitely.
But as of right now, the only way to really put that layer on top of your video. Now you can, as Gene's saying, is you can sell ads on your content. And that's a great way to just straight up just show ads on your content.
Yeah.
Just straight up through your video production.
Mean like through streaming software?
Yes.
You were just,
but I'm glad you mentioned that though, because live stream
wouldn't be clickable.
Live stream is a private content delivery network that does serve up clickable Google AdWords banners.
Wow.
So if you integrate your live stream, so if you have, like, let's say you're monetizing your live stream by maybe YouTube Super Chat, maybe you're using Facebook and you're expecting donations to a 501c and you're streaming to Twitch and you're getting bits there too. Well, on top of all of that, you might actually still make more money by sending people to livestream.com and, you know, maybe you're getting 20,000 viewers there and Google is integrated with Google AdWords or AdSense, if you will. That's where they pay you. AdWords, you pay them to advertise. AdSense, they pay you. Nice. And you integrate with your AdSense, and then they just serve up clickable banners. But finally, getting to the thing is that if you have your own content delivery network, you can have the ability to have your own layer of data that's clickable, which you could say, you know, as we're talking about this product, click here to buy the latest model before,
cool.
Before supplies run out. And I'm surprised that QVC hasn't gotten there. Maybe they have, could be
I don't
something
know.
to check out for another
Yeah.
show. But think about this. QVC has been doing this since like the 70s. I think it was the 70s.
Yeah,
Whenever
I
that
don't-
mop came out.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but-
I'm not
No,
quite
way
sure.
before that.
They've been around for a while.
And they've
Yeah.
been doing it on
Yeah.
cable television, and they know how to show the countdown of how many are in stock, and the phones are off the hook, and play every trick in the game. And now, the thing I want to end on is just imagine how darn scalable the social media stuff is.
Mhm.
You're not paying for the ridiculous bandwidth required to connect your
1986.
amazing idea. Really?
Way later than I
I thought it was the
Thought.
70s. So your amazing idea getting connected to the world, you don't have to pay. If you do hit it big, you get to leverage Facebook servers, YouTube servers to serve up 1 million people to your content, which, Will Smith did just a little bit ago, where he did that big like live jumping out of a thing for his birthday, and he got 1 million viewers. You know how much it would cost to have 1 million viewers watch for an hour on a private content delivery network? It'd be a ton of money. So you get to leverage this, totally scalable. And if you're doing some of this engaging stuff, you are just going to have a lot of fun. Gene, I'm going to give you a call right away. And we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
One thing, if we've missed anything, or if you guys know anything that is interesting, let us know. Take a screenshot. Anything on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, we want to know. We always want to learn.
Yeah, send us an email.
100%.
Chat with us, and we'll hang out with you guys in just a minute. All right, let's
Happy
play our
Thanksgiving
outro.
for you, Americans.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, cool. Nice. It's gonna go to the very beginning.
What's a StreamGeeks Sapida? What would that mean? Where you detail these technologies? Oh, like an encyclopedia. StreamGeeksapedia.
Yeah, I like that.
Interesting,
It's like
Colin.
the blog, pretty much.
How do we deal with latency between video and chat? I have seen 2 minutes plus between Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, we just
You just have to be patient, really. When you see the questions come in, you answer them as soon as you can.
What happened to your mic?
Jason took a bite out of it.
That's so funny.
My kid took a bite out of my boom.
All right, so you guys hang out with the chat.
At least it was my mic.
I'm overdue of giving Gene a call. He left his phone number in there.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It looks
Yeah.
like I can end the streams right here. We'll see you next week.
All right, have a good one.
Bye, guys.